I'm going to be going over comprehension through visual interpretation and analysis. So basically in the arts, we do a lot of interpretation and reading of like, images and paintings. So since I'm an art major, that's something I'm really interested in and that I do a lot with my students. So we're kind of going to go through that and how it can be incorporated through like literacy and that idea. So what is it? So it's a literacy strategy. It's not really one that I found in the textbook. It's just one that I've done a lot in my classes and have kind of like incorporated that into literacy after talking to like Dr. Capetto. So we're going to be analyzing and interpreting images of artwork, therefore like comprehending what they need, these like broad themes and like complicated aspects that you maybe wouldn't understand just looking at an image first glance. So we're going to be forming these understandings of these complex themes through looking at them, comprehending them. So I'm going to be using a GRP chart. This is like a guiding reading procedure. So it's basically a chart that we're going to use to organize the information once we start looking at an image or when someone is reading this image to us. I'll explain that further in a little bit. And then on the second column, we're going to be actually reading real text and then interpreting that and how the image correlates with the actual written text. All right, so here is a picture of the chart so you guys can kind of see how that's going to work. In this first column, what's going to happen is I'm going to have a picture of a painting on this board, but everyone's going to be turned around and facing the wall. No one is allowed to look at the image except for one person, and this is going to be the interpreter. So the interpreter will be telling everyone what they are seeing in the image. So in this column, you guys are going to be drawing what the interpreter is telling you. So once we are completed with that, we're going to go to the second column where I've provided a link that kind of explains the artwork that the interpreter was looking at. So we can kind of put two and two together and see how those kind of correlate. So this is a really fun analysis tool where you get to like collaborate and work with your classmates. I think it's really fun. And it assesses the comprehension by examining the first interpretation and comparing it to the second interpretation. So learning goals. When shown as real artwork, students will interpret the piece blindly through a guided drawing with the prompting of a peer and the first recollection box. So once the first task is completed, then we will read the accompanying text and then fill out the additions or corrections box. All right. So I'm going to do this first. I can't really play two people very well. So I'm just going to show you how I would fill the box. Here's the marker. On the other side of the podium. The papers that I like printed off, I made the left column a little bit bigger so you guys have more room.
There's one right here that actually works.
Okay.
Turn that one away if you put that away.
This one. Okay. This will be our first box. I'm not going to write it all out. So, if I'm you guys, and someone is telling me like what they're seeing, I'm going to be drawing this out. So let's say the interpreter says, oh, there's a bunch of clouds in the sky, and there's a group of people at the bottom. Maybe, once they've told you that there's a group of people, they explain like what they're doing. One's flying a kite, blah, blah, blah. So you kind of get the idea of that. And then in the second box is where we're going to read the text and then fill out information that kind of clarifies what was explained in this first box. you guys play the interpreter. You can all play interpreter. You can like spit out information. I want to pretend I do not know this is there. Yes.
I think that marker right there might work better.
This one?
That one's like.
Is this still not working?
That one right there. There's so many guys. Right, I love that.
I threw away 2 last week too.
We used them also.
Okay, so whenever you guys want to start.
Most of the pictures blue with a cloud.
No, I don't have colors.
Oh.
If they had colors, that would be great.
Yeah.
The center is a rose, the focal point, the biggest
Okay.
thing.
Biggest thing is a rose.
Without a stem.
This one. Okay.
It's like a desert.
Sounds
the
like
very
a rose
bottom.
UFO.
It does look at the bottom. How do you know it's a desert? Is it like sandy or?
It's like sandy.
Yeah,
It's like
it's
sandy,
wavy.
and then like wavy, like.
Okay.
There's a road on
Because
it.
there's literally
There's a road. Is the road like going to the back or is it going like
It curves
horizontally?
It curves a little to your right.
Be like as descriptive as possible, because I don't know what this is.
person. There's two
There's 2 people, they're like kissing.
Wait, what side?
Under the rose on the ground.
But they're small, they're tiny.
Oh,
There is a cloud above the rose.
A little bit
One
to
single
the left.
cloud. It's
My
very
left or
long.
your left? Or wait,
Your left.
Oh, okay, also over it.
Yeah, it goes all the way
Yeah, it's like
above the
wide.
Oh,
It goes across.
There you go.
Yeah, it's
No,
right
no,
there.
Like a bunch of, well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Not that bad.
I think you did a great job.
There's.
I think that's gonna be.
yeah, yeah, that'll be good. All right.
What was color? Like no color.
So, for this next part, I've got these little URL things. All you gotta do is take a picture of it, and it'll like pull it up on your iPad, or I have a link if you guys have your laptop with you. So we're gonna pull up the link, and then we're provided with the image, so we can actually see like what we're being told about, and then it provides, a little background information about this piece. So there's a lot of good information at the bottom. Let's see. So in this column, after glancing at this a little bit, what can I add to the second column? That would maybe be important information. What does this mean? What are themes? What are symbols that were important?
The rose.
The rose. What are the rose symbols?
Suggested
Sexuality.
Oh, I didn't just make that up.
Okay. Anything else?
Female sexuality.
The red
The couple are embracing.
Hallucinogenic.
So, I think people are being really complicated with their art, and the artist was like, screw that, I'm doing simple.
The rose is supposed to be the main focal point, like everything else is supposed to be smaller.
Why do you think that'd be like important? Maybe some things that you would include in that.
Emphasizes the strength of their
Yeah,
relationship
so like
because
that's-
it's so long.
Yeah. So, there's a little example for you guys. I'm gonna pass out this sheet of paper, and I'm gonna have everyone turn around and use the table behind you to write and draw.